finally, it is here, the San Martin SN0144GX, and this is really one of the most awaited Chinese watches in history, I would say. At least for myself, I have been waiting for this watch for so long. It seems San Martin had some issues. They were making quality controls, quality checks, and it seemed like forever before they could ship these out. But now they are here. I have one here and I have not seen it. I'm gonna unbox it with you. Let's go right away. I am back, and that took a little bit longer than expected. I guess it's because of the tightness of the bracelet. Take a look at that. Nothing budges here. Incredible. You may like it, you may not. We will discuss all of these aspects in here. But first of all, let's look at the aesthetics. Take a look at this thing. Isn't it a beauty, an absolute beauty regarding the dial? But not only that, take a look at the finishing. When you look at this watch, it looks like an absolute luxury product. When you take a look at all the polishing and all the quality of the brushing, the transition, all the beveling around all the parts that could otherwise hurt. San Martin has been criticized for that. Here you do not have any of that. Gone are the surfaces that could otherwise hurt. Just take a look at this bracelet. They have taken the oyster concept to a brand new level. And what about that beautiful Janzang dial? Take a look at that. It looks three-dimensional, but it is actually unidimensional. I'm gonna run very quickly through the story because I am sure that you know it by now. They're paying homage to the imperial teapots from the Song dynasty, so about 1000 years ago, that used to make them like these, and they're just extremely nice, extremely cool. They call these the cold enamel, so I believe that it's processed like enameling, and they have even signed it in the back, like the artisans of the Janzang pottery used to sign their works of art. This is what this one looks like. It looks like a work of art. Otherwise, the design itself really reminds us of the SN0129s and of the other ones that have come before this watch, but looks like this one is the summit of them all. And in here we have some very interesting stuff, not only aesthetically but inside as well, because it is, I believe, the first time that San Martin uses the Miura 90-15 movement, or any Miura movement at all. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know every San Martin model, but I am pretty sure that it is the first time that they do. And that is why the dimensions are somehow modified. This should be a 39, like all of the watches from the SN029 are, yes, 39 pretty much. But the big measure is this one, the height of only 10.3. So it makes it wears really well on the wrist. I have removed the parts and sized it for me. It really does well on the wrist, and that is amazing. The lug-to-lug, just to a company that is a very small 46, so that is really good. But remember that you have a male end link, which makes the effective lug-to-lug distance is 50.3, which is not huge. And because of the fact that it curves down very much, downwards, those male links curve downwards, it does not look huge on the wrist, and it can accommodate pretty much every kind of male wrist, from even small wrists. The other thing that will change in here compared to other models is, of course, the new clasp. There's a new system in here. San Martin did before in their models. They did the on-the-fly adjustment. This one is new. Take a look at that. It works like that, and now you secure it. See? I believe that it gives us maybe a little bit more flexibility that the one before. Maybe it gives us a little bit more distance than the one before, but it is a new system and we have to get accustomed to it. Otherwise, you have the double push clasp, and well, pretty much that's all. But I believe that the most important aspect of this watch is the artisan part of it, and the fact that they're really owning it. Take a look at that. This is a Chinese technique, and they're saying, yes, we are Chinese and we are proud of it. We come from a culture that is is millennia old, and this is what we can do. We are embracing it with Chinese aesthetics, and that is just really, really great to see, especially taken to this quality. Another aspect that I really wanted to see was this bracelet, and as I have told you, it is extremely tight. I don't know if I have seen a bracelet as tight. It is incredible. There's practically no way in which you can see through it. It is like plate armor, basically. It is amazing. The counterpart, there's two counterparts. Counterpart one, it will not sit flat, and number two, as I said, but that is just once you set it, the screws are gonna be tighter, so a little bit harder to set than the other ones. I even caught myself a little bit doing it, so be careful when you're doing it. Huh? Of course, you have 100 meters of water resistance, you have the screw down crown, just a beautiful watch. I will very quickly put it on the time grapher and let you know how it comes, how this 90-15 movement comes, although it's known quantity, this movement. But so far so good. I'm gonna wear it for a few days, this little beauty, for a few weeks even, and I'm gonna come and say what I think about it. So this watch was generously sent by SKB Watches. They do have a warehouse in the EU, so if you're buying from here, you're not gonna have any taxes, and if you use code HR15, it's gonna run you at today's change around $290, which is, let me tell you, a bargain for a watch of this quality and with this movement inside. Otherwise, you can also, of course, wait for the AliExpress sale, which is coming around the corner, but I don't know, especially if you're in the EU, if it's going to be any cheaper. Maybe SKB will run a sale as well for the 11 of the 11. I'm gonna ask them, but for now, you have like 8 or 9 pieces, maybe not in the EU warehouse, but you have them from China and they're gonna send them here. You will have them back in stock at the end of the month of October, but you can get them from China and it will not cost you more. They do have some kind of agreement, I believe, where they already charge the tax, they include it on the price, and it is still 290 euros, so that is just wonderful. So to sum up this watch, a watch that is really, really well made. I know that I say that about pretty much every San Martin that I review for you, but know that here, compared to the SN0129s, they have even upped their game. I don't know how they do it every time. I believe that is why this watch brand is so beloved, but it is pretty outstanding what they have done in here. They have addressed many of the issues that we had with the previous SN0129s. They have slimmed down the watch. The SN0129s were 13 point something. This is 10.2. That is just perfect. Wonderful, wonderful. Everybody is crying out for them to put a new movement in here, and just they're owning the Oriental aesthetic and being proud of where they come from is something amazing, I think. A watch not without flaws, even at first glance, how we're seeing it here. I believe that the ratcheting mechanism could be a little bit less greedy. It is a little bit greedy for me, number one. And number two, this being a Miyota movement, even the upper echelon of the Miyota movements, you will hear it. See, you will definitely hear it from time to time. That is something that a lot of people do not find offensive, find even charming, but some people will not like, so know about that. Anyway, I'm gonna leave you the links of where you can get this watch, of course, either on SKB Watches, don't forget to use the code HR15 to get a discount, or on AliExpress directly. And I'm gonna leave you here with other San Martins and with the selection of the weird watches that I'm gonna be picking up during the 11 of the 11 sale. Thank you so much, and I'll be seeing you very soon.